Hamas says it's pushing ahead with ceasefire talks in Cairo, despite negotiations ending yesterday without a breakthrough.
While the militant group has been locked in talks with international mediators, Israel did not send a delegation. Under the 6-week ceasefire deal that's being discussed, there would be a release of some Israeli hostages and some Palestinian prisoners and an increase in aid to Gaza's starving population.
NBC News International correspondent Molly Hunter joins us on this now. Molly, good morning. So we know there's an urgency to get a deal done before the start of Ramadan specifically. Where do things stand this morning, and what is the Biden administration saying at this point about the talks?
Hey, guys, good morning. Well, we're certainly hearing the urgency from the White House, from Biden administration officials. Take a quick listen to actually what President Biden had to say about it, and I'll talk to you about it on the back end.
It's in the hands of Hamas right now. The Israelis have been cooperating. There's an offer out there that's rational. We don't know what. We'll know in a couple days if it's going to happen. But we need the ceasefire. There's got to be a ceasefire because Ramadan, if we get into a circumstance where this continues through Ramadan, Israel and Jerusalem again, it could be very, very dangerous. So we're trying hard for that ceasefire.
Ramadan starts on March 10th. That's just a couple of days away, though, guys. As you said, the delegation in Cairo said no agreement had been met yesterday. And Hamas really points the finger at Israel this morning, saying they didn't even bother to send a delegation to Cairo. We are not hearing the same kind of urgency about a ceasefire, about hostage release negotiations, and about reaching that deal from the Israelis as of this morning, guys.
The urgency outside of that seems to be coming from the level of starvation in Gaza, which is why so many people do want to see a ceasefire. Yesterday, a World Food Program aid convoy turned away from entering northern Gaza by Israeli forces. Also yesterday, a damning new report by a group of UN experts accusing Israel of intentionally starving people in Gaza, targeting aid convoys. What more can you tell us about that and how Israel is responding to that?
Yeah, Joe, really, really strong language from those UN experts, which I'll get to, about the WFP aid convoy. You'll remember that last month, WFP, the World Food Program, paused their convoys to the north of Gaza, where aid organizations have said the neediest people, the highest levels of malnutrition and severe starvation are happening right now. They paused those convoys because they could not get those trucks safely in. Well, yesterday, they said a 14-truck convoy was turned back by the Israeli military at the Wadi Gaza checkpoint. Guys, WFP and other aid organizations are also very clear. The only way to avert famine is by getting these huge trucks with tons of aid in, that airdrops and other kind of options being discussed. There's a sea option now on the table being discussed. Those are last resorts. And from that panel yesterday, you guys, really stark language. I just want to read one line to you. From these UN experts, they say Israel has been intentionally starving the Palestinian people in Gaza since October 8th. Now it is targeting civilians seeking humanitarian aid and humanitarian convoys. Israel must end its campaign of starvation and targeting of civilians. And that is a direct quote, really questioning Israel's commitment to international law, guys.
All right. And Molly, Israel's War Cabinet Minister Benny Gantz, he's been in the U.S. Meeting with officials over the past few days. What came out of those talks?
Yeah, he has been in the U.S., all very high-level meetings, and really the Biden administration officials have been speaking with one voice. He heard the same message from Secretary of State Blinken, from the Vice President, from the Defense Secretary: get more aid in. Why is there this holdup? Why is Israel putting up obstacles to getting the aid to the people who need it most? And really all signs that the White House is upping their pressure on the Netanyahu government, even though Gantz, it's very clear, was not doing the bidding, was not going because of Prime Minister Netanyahu. Gantz is a member of the War Cabinet. He is an influential voice. He is not the final voice, though. And today, actually, you guys, Gantz is here in London. He's expected to have a meeting with the Foreign Minister, David Cameron. It's expected to be a very tough meeting. The UK, similarly to the US, has also run out of patience. And we heard actually Cameron yesterday use very strong language, kind of previewing his meeting with Gantz today. But the fact that he was in the U.S., now in the U.K., it was not through the Netanyahu government, it was not through the Israeli Foreign Ministry, really suggests and really points to the fact that the U.S. and U.K. are getting exasperated with the lack of aid getting in and with the Netanyahu administration.
All right, Molly Hunter, thank you.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or follow us on social media.